3-4-1-2 today, trying to do something a little different. It does have two up front. So we got that checkbox marked, but nothing on the Steam Workshop. When will I learn? Getting straight into the tactic itself, as you can see, it is something a little bit different today. You got 3 in back, 4 in the midfield DM roles with wingbacks, and then 3 up front attacking the crap out of the goalkeeper. But sweeper keeper in support, 3 ball playing defenders. You have wingback on support on the left, a wingback in attack on the right, 2 DMs in the central DM spot, an attacking midfielder in attack, and then 2 advanced forwards in attack up front. It is a positive mentality, custom tactical style. In possession is fairly wide. Pass into space, play out of defense, passing directness slightly shorter, and the tempo is higher. Low crosses and work the ball into the box. In transition, counter press, counter, roll it out, and distribute to center backs. And then out of possession, high press line of engagement, standard defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and as usual, opposition instructions are nil. League table, though, you can see Newcastle getting into Champions League spots. So they have done very well for themselves. 65 points, not really close to Liverpool in third. And then above, Man City only with 87 points this time. It's a little down for them. Wolves in ninth, so about standard. 17, 17, 14 with 58 points. Tottenham in 11th, 16, 5, and 17 losses. 53 points. They're all well above relegation at 32 points. That's pretty low. But still, Tottenham you would hope to be much higher. So it obviously didn't work for you. Newcastle, it kind of helped. Tottenham's schedule actually looks pretty green at the first half of the season. You got, Champions League Group C 2-7 loss away from home against Ajax. But everything else, you got a Sporting draw in there, but everything else looks pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 losses in the first half of the season. 0-5 to Manchester United. Ouch. But second half of the season, you could see moving on in the EFL Cup, 4th round, the FA Cup 3rd round, and then the replays right here, 3-0 against Brentford. You're moving on against everything until 0-3 against Arsenal, FA Cup 4th round. You're continuing on the EFL Cup, though. EFL Cup final against Arsenal, yet again, 0-2 loss. You're out 1 trophy. Frankfurt, nope, you got 0-0 away from home, and then 3-all at home. You continue on through, who is it? RB Leipzig, Real Madrid, and then Liverpool you lose out in the absolute final against the Champions League, 1-2. That is, that's a close one. That's a very close one. But overall, you also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row of just winless right there. The second half of the season, you have some pockets here and there, but overall, yeah, it kind of killed it. That right there, I don't know. You've got a lot of losses that you just should have turned into wins. Not by much. 1-2. Real Madrid, but 1-all. Brentford at 0-1 should have, turned out. Fulham 1-2. You could have turned these around if you were imagining it yourself. Maybe. Who knows? Wolves, on the other hand, a few more losses, a few more draws, but a nice streak here from Crystal Palace all the way down to West Ham. Some nice, you're missing out immediately against Leeds, 0-0 penalties, EFL Cup 2nd round. But then you start the second half of the season, Man City, Aston Villa, 1-5. 0-2 against Fulham. But you're moving on into the FA Cup 3rd and 4th round. You are moving to the 5th round. FA Cup quarterfinals, you lose out against Manchester United. But again, pockets of just bad, pockets of great from, this Preston match all the way down to Tottenham 3-1. You're doing fairly well, and then all of a sudden you kind of blow it out. But 3-1, and this May is looking nice. You picked it up a bit. 3-all against Liverpool. Looks pretty good there, especially at Anfield. So this May looks really nice to pick it up things, but you really should have gotten Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Everton. Probably should have converted those a little bit better than you did. But still, you're in Champions League spots in the end. 4th place is a fantastic result for Newcastle. First half of the season for Wolves doesn't look too bad at all. August looks fantastic. Then losses against Aston Villa and Man City, not by much. A loss against West Ham in October. 2 losses. You're losing out to Blackpool in penalties in the EFL Cup 3rd round. But Liverpool 1-5 at Anfield. So finishing out the first half, not so great. The second half does not look fantastic at all. You do have a couple of runs. You have a run from Fulham all the way down to Southampton, and then a couple here and there. But overall, not great. Definitely not a great finish. You're losing out against Rotherham 1-2 in the FA Cup third round. So definitely not fantastic. So Wolves had no transfers whatsoever. Newcastle, you have Cameron Dawson for 125K for Sheffield Wednesday. Douglas Santos from Zenit for 46.5 million. How did he do? Not too bad. 699 and 15 appearances. He's not looking too bad. Might have to look at him. But that's about it. Tottenham have Lazari coming in for 37.5. Stefan de Verge, 8 million, and then Guido Rodriguez from Betis for 22 million. And that's it. Stats wise, though, we see a little bit better than we've seen in the past. Third place Wolves, 79 goals. Newcastle with 75. Tottenham with 63. Fewest shots, Tottenham with 447 against. Most dribbles made, all three teams, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Wolves, are in the list, putting in some attacking efforts as well. Fewest conceded, nobody. Most shutouts, Tottenham with 11 for Lloris, I'm going to assume. Most tackles won. All three teams make this list as well. So not only are they putting some attacking efforts in, they're putting some defensive efforts in. 889 for Newcastle. So it's good to see some defensive in there. Most shots for Wolves with 617, Newcastle with 566, and Tottenham with 533. And most points per game, Newcastle in fourth, as you would expect. Most goals, Holland with 43. Geez. Raul Jimenez, 23, so pretty average. Isaac with 20, so fairly average for those two. Most assists, absolutely nobody. Most player of the match awards, Isaac with 9, so he's picked it up a little bit here and there. Most dribbles made, there you go. Trippier with 125. Fewest conceded, nope. Most shutouts, there you go. Lloris with 13. Most tackles won. Matthew Target with Newcastle with 109. Key passes, Trippier and Moutinho both up there with 146 and 121 apiece. So it's nice to see some of those stats in there. Most shots, Jimenez and Isaac, as you would expect, both on 98, funny enough. And then Tottenham-wise, Harry Kane only with 24 goals this season in all competitions, down from what we've seen him before in several other tactics. Son with 743, highest average rating, though. That is fantastic to see. Harry Kane with most assists, 18. So they must have had some other people in there scoring all the goals. And then most player of the match awards, 8 for Kane. Not too bad, actually, for Kane. He had a fantastic season, it looks like, doing kind of a bit of everything. But top goal scorer for Newcastle, Isaac with 21. Highest average rating, 742 for Isaac, looking fantastic. Most assists, Trippier with 13. And then most player of the match awards, 9 for Isaac. Again, sitting up there. Some of these stats are worse than others. Other tactics we've done, some are much better. So goal scorer, Jimenez with 25, a fantastic tally there. Nunez with 736, highest average rating, also with 9 assists. And then 5 player in the match awards for Nunez as well. So the tactic itself, Tottenham, not so much. I mean, I know Tottenham's got issues. They're really all over the place, but you really would expect them at least, close to the Conference League thereabouts. But Newcastle getting 4th place is a fantastic outcome for them. Wolves, pretty bang on average. But that is it for me, Savvy FM, for the Football Manager blog channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy.